Hi, my name is Jason Bales. I'm 20 years old. I live in Westmont, Illinois. And I have bipolar disorder and manic depression. And I want to talk to people about it. With being bipolar and manic depression, it makes things harder for when you're actually depressed about something like breakups, loss of friends, loss of family. It's 10 times harder than for the normal person to handle it. And we go on to the urges of wanting to commit suicide or something else. And I want to tell you that you shouldn't do it. You're stronger than that. Being bipolar doesn't mean that you're different. It just means that you have more of a challenge facing other people. I was diagnosed when I was 8 years old with being bipolar, ADHD, and manic depressive. I went through many of heartbreaks, many of family pain, losing many of friends, and there's been times where I wanted to give in to suicide, but I'm still here because I believe if I do good in this world, someday something will good happen to me. Right now, I have a good friend. I'm talking to a few girls, and just like I'm in a good home. I'm with my loving family, and you know what? I'm happy. I'm actually happy for once now that I'm thinking about it, but I mean, still, life's gonna bring you obstacles, and you just gotta face it. You know, one day things will go right for you. Lose your job, or break up with your girl or boy, or lose a friends. That's no reason to give up. You need to be the best person that you can be for someone. Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. I watched a movie called Rent. It's about people who have AIDS and trying to live their life with AIDS. I kind of relate myself to one of the characters in there. He was the filmer. He was watching all this shit go down, all of his friends, all of his loved ones, like, he broke up with this girl. But he was still trying to be there for people, trying to be strong. And I see myself like that. And there's a quote in that movie that I 100% agree with, and that quote is, "There is no day but today." So live your life. Do what you want to do. Be strong in your life. And no one can tell you what to believe and what not to believe. If you're religious, great. If you're not, okay. I'm I'm partly religious. I believe in Jesus Christ. I don't believe in when you die you go floating on a cloud, or whatever. Or if you die you go burned in hell or something. But there's a story that my mom told me when I was younger, and that was how Jesus, well, basically it's a story from the Bible, but whatever. But Jesus always did the best he can do. Some people didn't agree with it, and he got killed for it. But during his lifetime, he did the right thing. People beat him up, he never hit back. People said he couldn't do something, he did it. And with me, I'm I'm not that talented. It's hard for me to read, it's hard for me to write, it's hard for me to do math. I have a learning disability, but I find myself, creating things like taking apart DVD players, putting it back together, taking old VCRs that are broken and fixing them. Doesn't mean that I'm handicapped. It doesn't mean that I can't do what normal people do. It means it's harder for me. But I I face it. I do it. And when I get in my depression stages, well, I do something that's kind of, out of the ordinary, but it's the fact that I decorated my entire room full of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. All over my walls are Power Rangers. I recently bought the complete series off of eBay for $210. But every time I get depressed, though, I just look at one of those Power Rangers, and it brings me back to a good happy memory when I was a child. Now some of my friends say like, "Oh, you like the Power Rangers? Why are you a baby?" Blah blah blah. And I just tell them, It makes me happy. And I don't care what they think, you know? And you shouldn't either. Do something that makes you happy when you're depressed. It's hard, but you can get through it. And that's best you can do. I mean, if it's music, a quote, Power Rangers, good shit, just do it. And life will get good for you. I mean, my girlfriend was cheating on me for the longest time without me even knowing it, and we broke up about a month ago. I was extremely depressed. I blew up at all my friends. I was angry too. I mean, but I realized though, like those people weren't my friends because they were never there for me. But the one person who they said I shouldn't hang out with has always been there for me. I mean, he used to be my bully back in elementary, but after so many years, he's my best friend. And I'm single now. I'm looking, but I mean, I'm also just trying to go on with my life. I was in college for a little bit at COD, but because of my learning disability and my ADHD, it was very hard for me to focus, and I failed it. But that didn't mean I gave up. Just told me that that wasn't the right thing for me. I mean, I work hands-on. I work at a hardware store right now, and I'm getting paid quite a bit of money. And one day, I hope to get a car and, go live in a house, find a person to live with and love, and have a child and die at a very old age. But life is going to give you obstacles, and you just gotta face it. And if you want to talk about anything with me, contact me on Facebook. That's Jason Bales. It's a picture of a guy from the Breakfast Club, Bender, but not of me, of course. But how you spell it is JASONBALES. And I will be happy to talk with you about your depression or anger, and I will give you my advice on things. You don't have to take it, but it's there if you need it. I'm always there, and hopefully one day my life will go well, but right now I gotta keep living. Alright, good night.